always agree with Dara for detailed content to peak. I'm curious, why is that? Don't mind me asking. So I found a lot of her points relatively agreeable, so I'm curious. We get my donut behind the scenes. If I remember correctly, from what they were saying, the whole thing for the leaflet thing was talking about, as far as I recall, was about like finding the exact like reason why there's some sort of like disagreement, like being able to talk about that. Where like the fundamental shit is, which they just decide to fucking ignore. And also just to like show the fact, like to convince, because you know she's not gonna convince transphobes, but they just to convince people that are like on the left, not on the left, on the fence, or like just don't know about the thing, and like have them hear their shit and be like, oh my god, that's fucking crazy. I think it's that kind of thing. If I remember correctly, I think that was the point. I still saw Wancha. And I don't think she's a grifter. I didn't say it. I didn't say it. I thought you were. I didn't say it. I thought you thought that. No, I think it's just like in particular. I'm saying like those kind of people that like, I don't know, maybe go over and watch. It's like, oh my god, they're actually people like Leaflet are actually crazy. I think that was the point. That being said, the DIY HRT thing, I kind of get where they're saying that. Because when it comes to that, it's one of those things of, I don't know anything about it. So obviously, it's like, when I hear about it, it's kind of a miracle drug type thing. It's good. It's a good thing to be able to do. And like, when you get it right, you get it right, dog. Like, fuck. When you get it right, you get boobs. And who the fuck doesn't want that? But it's like the part of I have to think is like, what happens if I just get the mixture wrong, if I get the moonshine just wrong?
Alright.
I think that's the problem. I don't know. Personally, I think the entire, like, in and of itself, like, DIY HRT is just good. It's just a good thing, because people aren't gonna fucking go over and, like, give you the shit you need, so you have to do it yourself. But you have to make sure you get the right dosages, or else I don't know what happens. I legitimately don't know what happens if you don't. Granted, I don't think it's a problem in and of itself. Like, DIY HRT is very good, and something that needs to be done, and something that needs to happen, because, especially in the UK, right? Because they said they're already showing online, apparently, more people want to do DIY HRT than they go to the hospitals. And I'm like, well, yeah, if it takes like fucking 20 years to go over to a hospital and get this life-changing medication, and you can just do it yourself, why wouldn't you? If I needed, like, seizure medication or something, right? And the doctor said, oh, you can get it in 5 years, or you could just make it. What the fuck? What's the bait here? What's the bait? Where do I sign? There's so many hurdles to do it the right way. A lot of care physicians go off the 5 unless you're a specialist. The client makes it hard for someone to take a plunge into that. Most of the DIY is finding the same medications other ways. You can monitor by doing your own blood test and seeing the results. Okay, that's fair. I thought it was like a mixing of like things like fucking like, you know, again, like similar to moonshine, like alcohol. Like, it's like a kind of thing that obviously not as dangerous, but still. It's not bathtub estrogen. That's what I thought it was. And God, I thought it was bathtub estrogen. That's so funny. It's funny to me, to be quite honest. Cause I'm like, shoot, I thought it was freaking. It feels stupid, but at the same time, it's fucking hilarious. It's just like, that's most of the time we're cooking like Breaking Bad. Okay, I fucking love this. Sorry, I love this conversation so much. But yeah, no, I thought it was a Breaking Bad type situation. Jesse, we gotta make more of the estrogen. Jesse. But yeah, no. Okay, if that's the case, then that's a lot better. If anything, I'll try to learn that as well. just in case. Because I want to go on my own estrogen journey as well. Good idea to go plus ultra. But yeah, that was what I was saying. I apologize if that sounded rude or wrong. If you know any more about like DIY estrogen, please let me know. Please let me know. And please, hopefully it's as funny as the fact that it's not actually just Breaking Bad science. We need to make good material, Jesse. I'm not gonna sell crap out of my shop. You're gonna make the estrogen for the trans girls, and we're gonna do it right. Appreciate it. Just buy it from pharmaceutical places? Okay, fair enough. Alright. So let's try. Hi, kitten. Yeah, we selling that. We selling the drug. I don't know exactly why Nyara doesn't like DIY HRT, because I legitimately never heard her talk about it. So I wouldn't know the exact reason. That's just my assumption and like interpretation of it. And using, you know, my own cautionary thinking. Oh my god, no, we can't do that. Yo, the transphobes are really gonna go over and be like, hey kids, I found some E on the market. Scratch his arm. Want any? Get a costume price. You're gonna wear a kitty girl earphones. You're gonna wear kitty girl earphones. And you're gonna wear thigh-high socks. You still want it? It's up to you.
I'm fired up.
Oh my God. That's another thing that we should have. I assume it should be free, but free gender affirming care for kids between 10 and 12. Specifically puberty blockers if they need it. Granted, I don't think kids 5 are going to need puberty blockers unless they're going through, what was it called? Pre-pubescent puberty? Is that what it's called? That's the reason that puberty blockers were actually made in the first place. I would love, like, gender affirming care. Being able to just, like, socially transition at, like, 5. Shit, we were second place. Let's fucking go. Being able to, I know it's a joke. I just want to make sure to state that, and then also, you know, because I kind of agree, but I kind of agree with you because I want like a social transition for people that are like 5. For the ages like 15 or something, we'd want people to like be able to take puberty blockers if they need it. Of course, you know. Obviously, if they find out that they're, you know, that they're like, you know, the right gender, then, you know, they should be able to just get off it, no problem. Do that, and then, you know, obviously when they're older, give them the HRT. It's just like a thing, it's just there, it's just, that's just how that should work, but like, no. It's like, oh man, you think kids should be able to get a say in life? Nah, we need them, they're going after the kids. They're going after the kids, don't you know? It's like, we just want them to have options that we didn't have. Yeah. I mean, technically, though, you wouldn't go. Yeah, well, yeah, a 5-year-old would be able to go through gender affirming care. If they just wouldn't have medications or surgery. Absolutely. Social stuff, that's flexible and reversible. Absolutely, yes. But people, the weird people think it's fucking like, we're gonna give you surgery at 5. Buckle up, kiddo. Changes when they walk into the hospital for any reason. No. They turned this guy into a woman. Why would they do such a thing? Quick. Broken leg, it's cause you're not a man. Goes over, becomes man, fixes his leg. You gotta pull yourself up by your bootstraps. Jumps up your feet. What's it called? I don't think a majority of 5-year-olds have the awareness to realize they're trans. That's not exactly true. a decent chunk of them probably don't. They may not, but trans kids do exist. They do exist, and they're there. They may not know what trans is, but they have the feeling of something's wrong. I don't know what it is, but something's certainly wrong. Granted, like, if they want to go by she, her, and you do social stuff, there's no problem with doing that. And if they realize that it's incorrect, then, you know, they realize it's incorrect. You just go back. Like, there's no problem. It's one of the things where it's like, they kind of know, because the problem comes in with the thing of, like, they don't have the awareness to realize they're trans. Do they have the awareness to realize they're cis then? Because if you go over and tell someone that they are, do the kids have a realization that they like girls on the street and have little crushes on a 5-year-old Trucy? It's just like, do they realize that? And the answer would have to be yes, because, you know, people have done that. So why wouldn't they have the realization that they're trans? Why wouldn't they be able to know that? They might not have a term for it. They might not know what the fuck it is, but they certainly know that something's there, right? 5-year-olds are concepts of gender and gender roles. They may gravitate to certain ones, but other gender roles and stereotypes don't necessarily mean your gender, of course. They do, but I'm saying that because the stigma around trans people, preventing them from figuring out, is that they're trans at that young age. Figuring out that they're trans at that young age. Oh, yeah, fair enough. No, that is a problem. The stigma around that is so fucking toxic, because it's just like a whole thing of, clearly you've been corrupted by the woke mind virus. Woo. My God. They may not know they're trans, but they may not align with being what you would call cis. Yeah, pretty much. Because there's not a lot of, again, in like a 3rd grade biology class, there's not a lot of like reasons you would know that you're trans. Why would a 5-year-old know what trans is at this point? Cis relationships have been the ones that are like shown a lot more in media and like different like stuff. Like, obviously a lot of trans people aren't 100% shown in most media. It's hard to find games, let alone TV shows and shit, where there are just trans people that are like the main character or something. So yeah, if you have the thing like that, then why in the world would you ever know what the hell trans is? How would you know what non-binary is? How would you know what a gay or lesbian relationship is? How would anyone know that? Like, it's not in like most kids shows. Where are you learning this from? Heartstopper, you're welcome. Okay, well, what's Heartstopper exactly? Give me a fucking minute. What's Heartstopper? Okay, that's fair. That's enough for teenagers, at least. But what about kids? What about adults that don't want to look at that, think that, ooh, these little cringe drama shows are weird? Or what about, anyone that would be going to Netflix and watching, I don't know, freaking Ultraman instead of Heartstopper? There's just not enough media. Because Heartstopper is a genuine and valid answer to that, but it's one show of many. I had to wait until college to learn about the stuff. Yeah, I wish they learned it in school. Absolutely. Absolutely, they should have taught about stuff in school. Because, like, that shit's so weird that it's not in school. Why are you both getting hurt? Why are you both in pain? Where the hell are you? Yeah, it should definitely be taught in school so that kids know where it is. Because the problem is that where a kid's gonna learn about it I'm losing the plot. Where are kids learning about it first? They're gonna learn about it through people online. And what do people say online? That freaking trans people are evil and want to kill all their grannies and fucking, I don't fucking know. Those who shows aimed at younger kids that I know of. Well, yeah, fair, but now that's 2. Out of how many kids shows are there? It's just, it's unfortunate, because, like, you're right, they should definitely have something for that, but it's just not enough right now, nor will it probably ever be, because of the society that we live in. I love how I criticize someone for using "live as a society," and now I'm going to use "we live as a society." That's unfortunate. You want to be my friend? Why the hell would you want to do that?
Got it.
But yeah, no, for real. It's just annoying, and I kind of wish that it wasn't the case. Because, I'm not gonna lie to you, I definitely... You all know how I learned about about me being trans? I want to be a cute anime girl. The Prettiest Platypus. There's a gender fluid one that I read as well that I don't read anymore, but I read that as well. Fluidium, I think it's called. No, this way. But it's just so... Oh, I'm playing with bots. That's what's happening. It's just so annoying. Because it's like, that stuff's like webtoon, which is shit you kind of just need to be in, like, essentially a fandom to even fucking know about. So, like, how do I expect kids to learn about this shit, dog? How are you gonna expect kids to learn about this shit? Then they use their common sense, which is the 3rd grade freaking biology classes they took. And they're just like, of course they don't know what the fuck's happening. Why would they know what the fuck's happening?
Fear me.
The baby trans women were so bad, but they were you. They were you at the time, and god damn it, no one can take that away from you. Yeah, let them be bad. Who the fuck cares? You're learning yourself. Even in the case of the Bravest Knight, it only implies that one of the dads is trans during the opening and never outright says it. Yeah. That's a problem too. They definitely need to say it. They need to be like, this person's trans and that's okay. They can't just hint at it, unfortunately. Even though, you know, hinting at it would probably be, like, better for, like, the narrative arc of things. Because, like, sometimes things are better left off implied. But at the same time, it's just like, yeah, no, unfortunately, it's gonna have to be, like, a whole thing where that's happening. So please, also, don't be upset about you having bad fashion choices, as a baby trans woman. Like, look, I have bad fashion choices, and I'm an adult trans woman, so take that forehead. I say that. I've been around for like 5. I've been trans. Well, I say trans. I've been trans. I learned I was trans 5 years ago. My choices are not the best when it comes to fashion, and I just am still learning. I've gotten a lot better at it, but I'm not as good as I want to be. All the story is, we need trans education. We need trans education, and we need it ASAP. Because if we don't, then, like, you know, the fucking weirdos are gonna be the one trying to educate kids. You really want that happening? Because as much as everyone's like, oh, you should never stay away from the kids. Someone's got to educate people.